I'm not allowed in public anymore for that reason explicitly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. God damn it, Dan.
That's so good.
Oh.
I need that clip.
I need that clip, chat.
Clip it, please.
Clip it, chat.
Chat, clip it.
Don't forget to cut that part out whenever you upload this to YouTube.
Or keep it. I don't care.
You fucking broke me, man.
Frank is a broken human now.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you're having a great time. Whenever you're watching this, thank you for joining us. Welcome to another episode of Ignite Recall here on Magi RPG. And say a big thank you to my wonderful unhinged cast that always keep me on my toes. We started out nice and thirsty and unhinged, and we're just continue that right through the show. If this is your first time joining us, thanks. Come on in. Welcome. Drop a follow. We play RPGs here. If you want to know what's going on with us and learn about new shows, more on that in a second, join our Discord, discord.gg/magirpg. You can also talk to us there about our obsession with survival games like Enshrouded and Dune Awakening, of which most of the people here have become totally addicted to one or the other. Or you could talk about your favorite Marvel Rivals character and which one has the best ass. All of them, really, I guess, because they keep getting
Or
buffed.
shoes.
Yeah, or toes.
Or lack thereof.
The real answer is Groot on the butt question.
Thank you.
Groot is caked up.
Groot is caked up. And if you would like to watch our other shows that we have on this channel, that's on our YouTube, youtube.com/magirpg. And if you would like to feed our poor and starving artists that give us the wonderful artwork on this show, you can leave us a tip. Ignite Tips is the command for how you can impact the game, but every little bit helps. All of that goes towards our production costs and art costs. Of course, the Momo B being the artist for this game, but we have many, many other artists we've worked with across many games, including new game, The Curse of the House of Rookwood, which is being run by a first-time GM on this channel. It's being run by Helveticat. And more on that
Slay
show next week. We
Slay
have a
queen.
cast announcement and some more vibes. And knowing Kat, she's going to be cooking up. Sorry, she's not a first-time GM because she
I was
did
about to
GM
say.
Fallout, but it's the first time she's running a campaign.
A long
A
game.
long
Yes,
game.
yes.
And this is going to be a very long game because if you are unfamiliar with the game Curse of the House of Rookwood, it is a long-term game, and it is very cool, and you should definitely check that game out. If you have not heard of it, it's a super interesting rule set and game set, and there is a wonderful cast to be announced soon for that game. And I'm not in it, but I'm excited based on everything that everyone who is in it has talked about and what I've seen about the game. So yeah, I don't know exactly when that starts, but there should be a show announcement for it very soon when we have dates and everything. But if you want to know more, our Discord is the best place that you can find out about it. So join there and you will hear more about House of Rookwood and other shows soon. Coming back this week also is our Warhammer Wrath and Glory game, Ashes of the Lost. Wow, that's always a mouthful for me to get out every single time. That's what she said. That one returns this Friday. That cast and crew is wonderful. That game has been super entertaining. You know, if you are a nice, sensible person, then you will be rooting for Tracy to continue falling in love with her crewmate. And if you are a good emperor-fearing person, then you might want her to shoot her crewmate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should watch that show. It's really entertaining, and you should definitely do that. It's been really unhinged
They're
in
meant to
that
be.
chat too. They were meant
They
to
are
be.
meant to be.
Merlin and Chris deserve props for cooking that up over 8 or 9 episodes. Good build up. Yeah, I think that's it. You guys ready to have adventure, be sad, say goodbye to people, kill people, all of the above?
None of that was hot.
Wait,
Hmm.
what?
You
That's
all
why
ready
I'm
to
here.
kiss each other, do some
Ooh.
back
John?
alley smooches,
Yeah.
maybe
There we
embrace
go.
each other while hanging, suspended
Oh.
from a grappling hook from a
Oh,
tall
okay, that's
building?
hot. That's hot.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's hot.
Okay. Yeah.
That's hot. Okay.
We got
Yeah.
it all.
Interesting.
That's Ace Misa's other boyfriend. That
Interesting.
Huh?
Oh,
What?
no.
Huh?
Probably.
What are you talking about?
Possibly. I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Immediate interest.
just
I
just
was
throwing
not-
out wild assumptions like I
We can
do.
let's make
Or
funnier
fruits.
ones. Mhm.
Last time you all saved the day, rescued Conclave 01, and then you also pulled off a heist. Well, if you're moving an entire factory, do you call it a heist? It's more like a hostile takeover, really. You guys kind of did some mafia racketeering
Wasn't
shit.
hostile at all.
Heist? It's a heist.
I
Not
didn't
a
kill
single
anyone.
person.
Heisted
Excuse
some
me.
equipment.
You all
sign.
did a CIA co-op to take over a facility.
That was some Ocean's
That's
11
accurate.
shit right
Dang,
there.
you say it
That
like
was-
that.
And but you're doing it for a good cause. Your friends at Conclave 1 need some new bodies, and you have seized the means of production to give them new bodies and are smuggling off of the planet. And that is where we left off. I don't think I'm going to need you all to do any downtime activities to do this, because there's not really a whole lot of danger to smuggle this off. And I'm going to say it's kind of done as part of the job in the background. But you are going to have to remain on the planet for a bit to make sure that you're offloading all of the gear required onto your ship. You know what? I changed my mind. I think there needs to be a clock for this.
On the fly.
I say no. Oh wait, wrong game.
Hey, if
No
you want to
clock.
stop me from ticking the clock that's helping you get stuff off the planet, then
Never mind.
you can
We're good.
do that, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is a 6 tick, not super long. Evacuate production gear. But I would like to start with Indigo. Indigo, how are you feeling about the prospect of getting all of your friends, since you have known them the longest and now you have your memory again, bodies? What are your thoughts?
I think Indigo is probably the closest to happy he's been in a very long time. Everyone likes checking off a list, and this has been one thing on Indigo's list that he hasn't been able to scratch off in a while, and to be this close to it and to see all of his loved ones getting closer to the things, the quality of life that he knows that they deserve is a great feeling.
Okay.
So I think Indigo is logistically speaking, he would probably want to be, he's gonna move from first mate and become basically he's gonna end up taking that position with Speeder right now and trying to set things up for them as cleanly as possible.
Heck yeah. But I will turn it all over to you all. I know Pink is perhaps going to be looking into some artifacts. You have this project to get the gear off planet, a number of other things. So anyone who would like to start, I would love to know what you would like to work on while you are on Indri. Wait, Indri? Did I say the right planet name? Toxic Waste Planet?
Let's check the map.
It is Indri. I'm not crazy. I know my planets. Good boy
Yep, you're right.
for GM Frank. What all
Proud of
would
you.
you like to do on Indri while you were there?
No ghosts.
I have something.
There you go.
Perfect. Go.
um, now that they have the pieces, not quite assembled yet. They're kind of working on that. But now everything's in place. I think Green would be taking a bit more initiative in preparing the blueprints for Terra's body.
Okay, I was going to mention that clock. Yes.
And he'll be working with Speeder on that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because he has gotten a bit of insight from Indigo. But Indigo's also got a million projects on the go. So perhaps Speeder could help you with something that we have up until this point missed.
I think Speeder would love to help you design a body for Terra. So you head back to the ship's lab. Speeder in tow, rested and recovered after a pretty traumatic ordeal and some R&R with their partner. And you set to give Terra a new body. I believe that's probably study. Do you have any ranks in study?
Could I make the argument that it could be rig if I'm like setting up the frame?
Well, there's designing and there's building. They are at the design phase now, I will say. So, no. You were definitely studying.
All right. Oh boy, I don't have a single pip in study.
It'll go fine.
Every pip counts. I mean, every clock.
You can always
movement
push
counts.
yourself to get a pip if you wanted
I
to.
could. And if I were to ask my super amazing doctor girlfriend?
Yeah.
Or,
Assistance here?
oh, you would
Oh, yeah,
like.
she would help you.
Okay.
Yeah, Pink would help.
I never studied no good in school. All I knew was gamble and seduce medical personnel. That's all I learned.
And eat hot Cheeto.
And eat hot Cheeto.
You need hot Cheeto and lie.
Wait, that is green. Wait a minute.
Wait, no, no.
The baby.
Eat hot chip and lie. Green's an e-girl, confirmed. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Pink would definitely, if that's an option, Pink would definitely help.
I mean, I don't know how to mechanically do that other than having you each use a downtime for it. But
I don't mind using a downtime for it.
all right, you can all study together.
Hell yeah.
I
Study
think you're
dates.
3 out of 8 on that. Wait, 3 out of how many on that clock? Let me see.
I think it's 3 out of 8. You're right.
Yes, 3 out of 8.
Okay. So
Go
I'll
ahead
just roll
and
study.
roll your studies, friends.
Yeah. So, is this being done as a group study or?
No, individual studies. There's no group
Okay, well,
downtime rolls.
I will push myself then.
I believe in you.
You shouldn't have. That's a 2.
I got a partial success with a 5.
Okay, so that's total of 3 ticks. Well, you did specifically ask Terra's help. Let's roll for Terra. Or not Terra, sorry. You asked for Speeder's help specifically, so I'm going to roll for Speeder. What did Speeder get? Partial success. I'm going to say with Speeder's help and the 3 of you working at this over the course of the day, you managed to, and Speeder was a great person to assist with this because you look at the plans and you wanted Terra, who all of you have come to know over the last few months, several months actually at this point. It's kind of a unique personality, and you design a kind of gender fluid icon with the help of the help of Speeder, very familiar with the ambiguity of gender, seeing as how they're robots. Robots. And it came out looking very nice. And now all that is left is to put this wonderful design into production, which you will be able to do once you evac the gear off the planet.
Excellent.
Hey. I think Indigo would push for that the most.
Well,
For what?
for getting the stuff off planet.
Mm-hmm.
And formerly working in said factories and mass production manufacturing spaces, I feel like he'd be the best to lead this one. He just goes fully back into boss, lead engineer, project manager mode. It's a nightmare of a sight to see.
Red would help him any way he can. It's important that a Conclave 1 gets all set up to Red.
Okay. What is the role for evacuate production gear?
I mean, however you would like to do it, really. Give me a rationale for how you're moving it off.
Oh man, I think it's mostly using the Firedrake or any other vehicle we have, and transferring the gear in the from planet Firedrake, probably Vincent's ship, and then just loading it and moving it over to what is our home base called? What planet is that?
It is
Isn't it a Ketty?
Emerith.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Emmer.
Aketi is a
Emerith, that's right.
different lush planet, but yes.
2 jungle planets.
Yeah, well, one is like more foresty, one is more jungly, but yeah, I get them
Yeah.
confused too.
Mm-hmm.
And making this satisfactory styled movement, I would like to ask for rig.
So you're gonna set up a conveyor system to try to get this done, is what you're saying.
Yes, in a timely, fashionable manner that makes logistical sense. The most logistical sense.
All right, I buy it. You have repurposed the factory's conveyor belts to get stuff onto the shuttle efficiently. Go ahead and roll rig.
I shall push myself.
Partial success.
Partial success.
So let me add 2 ticks on the clock. Did I hear Pink was also helping with this? Or no?
Red was
Red,
trying to help.
sorry. Thank you.
Can I try to get heat off of our base in Amarath? Just so like I want to try to get the hegemony from
So your
finding
base,
our home base.
your base is, if I'm not mistaken, secret. And no one knows about it currently.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we-
a secret
what's-
base.
What's our heat in that area though? Because they can
so
theoretically
yes.
find it, right?
So yeah, here I'm gonna read you off secret base, and then
Okay.
I'm saying could be inside ancient ruins on a planet, maybe buildings inside a massive asteroid, possibly an old and forgotten station long abandoned, but now repurposed. You have found and commissioned a hiding spot away from the baleful gaze of the hegemony, where you and your allies can meet, hide, lick your wounds, and plan your jobs, all without the hegemony finding out. It's secret ... for now. So reasonably safe unless you intentionally draw attention to it.
Okay. So I would need to try to keep the heat off of.
Yeah, off of your home
Okay.
area, and or if you like lead them back to it, then they could find it. You are
Okay,
heat
got
currently
it.
you are wanted level 1 and heat 1 in Iota, and then the
Okay.
wanted clock is at 2 out of 8. So you have to take that all to get the wanted level down from 1 to
Okay.
0.
Hmm.
I will say, I get tree for tinker.
Why are you bringing
One
that
more-
up? Exactly.
Because I did a rig roll on the clock. and
Oh,
it
you're
fills
saying
out
you,
+1
you
segment.
get +1? Okay, yes. So an extra tick for that.
Gotta fill the clock.
Hmm.
As Aki
I
would
guess-
say, always lawyer the GM.
Yeah.
Always.
Indigo, how can I help you? Let me know how I can fit into your plans to efficiently move everything over to the home base.
No, Vincent, you got to be there in about you got about 30 minutes, and then I need you back on this ramp with more to load. Oh, what was that?
Yeah. How can I help? I just this means I want to help.
Absolutely. You want to help? All right, you see those crates over there? Those massive crates. I need them on this rail, and if you can keep I don't know, use some of that way thought process that you use to kind of keep it flowing consistently. I'm looking at maybe in 10-second intervals, and then we can get this blocked out the way that I have it planned here. And if you look over here at my charts, and he just has the whole chart. It's just
Like, that's really small writing.
yeah. Well, it's mostly for Urbots. I wasn't expecting many. Anyway, yeah. If you could just work on that. That'd be
Okay.
great.
Yeah. The red salutes. I can.
Put your hand down.
That's symbolic.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, Red'll. I guess what role would that be? You think?
You tell me.
Maybe it's keeping things smooth. So maybe like sway or command, like helping.
Command makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay,
Command.
let's command it. That's partial.
2 more ticks. You have made most of the progress. You spend your time directing people, Indigo optimizing the production line, and throughout the first day, you're able to get most of the equipment loaded from the from factory to shuttle to Firedrake, and the Firedrake loaded with cargo, stuffed to the brim. It's gonna be a tight fit, having to shove gear into your quarters, into the mud bay, into the science facility. It's not great. You're not exactly a cargo hauler, but you can make it work. It's a bit of a bumpy ride.
Wait,
but
they have to put equipment in my med bay?
temporarily, of course.
Hank is gonna be so upset.
Oh, no.
It's for the greater good.
The greater good.
The
greater good.
The grades are good.
Well, hopefully nobody gets injured during this time, because I can't work like this.
Well, everything's belted down pretty well.
Did y'all remember you could fill out my old room first? What?
Oh, is there still space in there?
Well, the old one, yeah. I don't sleep in there no more.
Oh, awesome. Leon, yeah, go ahead and tell them to move all that stuff into Green's old room.
I got it, Indigo. I got it. Hey guys, this room right here, this is free.
And people start moving stuff out of the med bay and just pile it on top of each other in Green's room. You see, it basically looks like a shipping container at this point with stuff piled on top of one another. Man, I hope there's nothing important there that you need.
Nah, I moved everything out into Pink's room.
Okay. Even your bed? The bed's still there?
You
Oh,
think
he
we'd
doesn't need
an
another
extra?
bed.
What
What do you think? We got bunk beds in there? Come on.
Just asking.
I mean,
just
that'd be
asking.
sick.
That would be cool.
Bunk
See,
beds
if
would be
there are-
cool.
Bunk beds would mean Green was sharing with Red from day one. Thank you.
I love that.
That would be fun, dude.
The slumber parties.
Little movie marathon in the bunk bed?
We can't
So
watch
much
movies
room
right
for
now. It's
activities.
too much stuff.
Too much
True.
stuff.
Blocks the
Oh.
projector right now.
All right. It'll just be for a little while, everyone, and then we'll be back to our spacious Firedrake.
I'll have to just tell campfire stories instead.
Probably. Anyway, good news. The coffee make is not blocked. Lattes.
Oh, yes. She goes back to work with her little latte.
Are you gonna cook for everyone again, Green?
Maybe. Does anyone need stress relieved?
I have 2 stress.
After I push myself a second time, I'm gonna need.
Brother!
Well, what do you want to push
Hey.
yourself a second time on, Indigo?
To finish this clock.
The evacuate the production gear. It's only 1 tick left, so you don't need to push
Oh,
yourself
okay.
for that
Then
one.
I'll use my second downtime, and I'll just roll a quick rig so we don't have to.
Okay. And Red, also, if you wanted to reduce wanted level, you can do that. Just let me know how you are doing it.
Partial success.
All right.
With the hint of partial.
You work on the next morning. Doesn't take long, but you have a few bots, Barhazuk and his hulking figure. I'll bring him up. It's been a while since I saw that guy. Just any
Yeah, let me
excuse
see
to
him.
Boy!
him.
Let me see that
Let's see
big
the boy.
Big fella.
Show
There
me
he
the
is.
baby.
Well, let me
Come into charge.
bring him down. He's so big, he doesn't
Yeah.
even fit.
Him
Oh,
too
yeah.
big.
Big dog.
I love him.
Is helping carry stuff, haul it through, get it all in there, stacking stuff into Green's room. He tries to get into the kitchen. Green's like, no. Tries to go to the med bay. Pink's like, excuse me, no. And then he says,
Just a baby.
sorry, Blue. The only place left is the bridge. And starts piling stuff into the bridge.
What?
Hey, you mean to tell me you didn't stuff Indigo's room first?
What?
Um,
No,
my
we're not
plants are
putting
in
things
there.
on the bridge. That's dangerous for flight.
Indigo's room is full. The engine room is not full, but fire. And
Blue, this is the only space left.
No barrel rolls, Captain.
It's gonna be
I'll
tied
bolt
down.
it
This thing-
down real good, I promise.
this guy you should see his knots he makes. It's crazy.
I'm a great knot tire.
All right, which ones do you know?
Best NPC in the game.
I've got the Langford double. I've got the square knot.
Classic.
You haven't heard of the
Right.
Barhazuk circle? That's his knot. He made that.
Yeah, it's a special circle knot.
I see. Does it keep these from smashing into my controls?
Mostly, yes.
Yes,
ship
he's
will be
kidding.
sunk.
It will not it will not hit the controls.
Good. Okay.
I
Because
was
then
like, you're funny.
these would not get. We wouldn't be getting anywhere if they smash into the controls. We all realize that, right?
Whirlpool, we know that you're a better pilot than that.
She kind of does one of those. Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't let a little debris stop you from delivering a cargo.
Unfortunately, you're very right.
I'm sure Speeder wouldn't mind flying if you need that too.
No, I can fly.
I didn't say you couldn't fly. I just thought you might want some more time with your husband.
He can come up here. But I
You're
appreciate the
right.
sentiment.
Okay. Should we head off, or are we staying on this planet a while longer?
Nope, we can't. Well, most of us can't breathe on this planet, so probably not the best idea to stay here any much longer.
Go ahead and chime in, Pink, if you want to interrupt that particular conversation.
Not necessarily that conversation, but I do have a free play thing I want to do before I
Yes.
figure out what my downtime is.
Yeah. Barhazuk
Oh.
will tuttle off, smiling, and
love
see
him.
if he can help Green in the kitchen.
I'm gonna go up to the bridge. Looking for Blue.
I'm there.
Hey, Captain. I need to talk to the crew about something, but I can run it by you first if you prefer.
She was doing spinnies in her chair, and she stops when it seems that it's a bit more serious. Oh. This is serious then.
Only as serious as we want it to be.
Okay, go ahead, shoot.
Well, I've been doing some research and I've learned about some artifacts that exist that are quite literally weapons of mass destruction.
Oh.
And one of them is on this planet.
Oh.
And I will give you the list of the artifacts that I have discovered on Indri, Sonhandra, and Lithios. Now, I was just researching for inspiration on us potentially building things to combat the hegemony with. And I'm not suggesting that we obtain these necessarily. We could retrieve them. We could destroy them. We could pretend that we know nothing about this, but the information exists.
Which means other people could get their hands on it, yes.
But, to my knowledge, they haven't in recent history. Isn't that right, GM?
Correct. At least not for several years.
So, what's the one that's on this planet?
It has the ability, it's called the Indri Wave. It has the ability to destroy all water around it.
Oh. That sounds horrible.
Well, it is on a desert planet, so there's really not very much, if any, water to destroy.
Unless it wasn't always a desert planet.
Possible. Research didn't come up with a whole lot, especially about the unification. That one is a bit of a mystery.
Okay. Any of these useful to us?
Well, one of them can create a singularity, and another one, this is the one that's a bit of a mystery. There's a question mark at the end of this sentence. Destroys the minds of those around it, question mark. Researchers are unsure, which leads me to believe that maybe it's true.
That would make sense.
Now, arguably, very powerful individuals who have the ability to harness the way could do similar things regardless, so we don't necessarily need an artifact for that if we recruit people who are strong enough. But not that any of these things do anything that I personally would have wanted. Other than the singularity, I could see uses for that.
I think I'm of the opinion that they should be destroyed then.
I would be inclined to agree.
Well,
But that would require us to stay here a bit longer if we want to find this one and destroy it.
I suppose we could leave it to a vote.
That works for me.
All right. Ready to pitch it?
Let's go.
Should turn on the intercom. Please make your way to the bridge as safely and quickly as possible. Please no tripping over the knots.
You heard the captain. Everyone proceed in a calm and orderly way to the bridge for an important discussion.
Sarah seems in a good mood.
Red spins around in a chair that was already on the bridge. He was actually sitting there with his legs crossed, meditating in his own world because his bed has stuff on it.
No, he can't have his eepies.
He turns. Oh, hi, Captain. Oh,
Oh.
Pink.
Hey.
What are y'all
Also,
up to?
Lisa and Indigo already know about this.
About what?
Hold it for the meeting.
Okay. Sorry.
Were you really there the whole time?
Yeah, well, my body, my mind I was elsewhere.
Okay.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I had a
Wish I
half
could do
rack of
that.
ribs marinating. Turns out Bar Hazuk knows a thing or two about a thing or two when it comes to seasoning.
That tracks.
He's the guy you want at the grill, let me tell you.
Also,
Real
Dan, you were
daddy.
very quiet for a second. I'm not sure why.
You were a bit quiet.
Is this better?
Grill daddy.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Hey, there we
Yes,
go.
that's better.
Okay.
Well, I believe Pink has something she'd like to share with all of us.
Long story short, I have discovered that and confirmed that they exist. Very powerful artifacts that can cause a whole lot of destruction. One of them is on this planet. It destroys water. It's called the Injury Wave.
Ooh.
I learned of this when I was researching ways to combat the hegemony and the Church of Stellar Flame, looking for inspiration, and found these legendary destructive things. So I'm telling you all about it so we can decide what to do. The captain thinks we should destroy them. I agree.
Red looks at his Misa.
I confirmed with her. It's on the planet.
We should destroy this one in particular. You said it destroys water. Supposedly one of the side effects, much like the memory erasure of this artifact, and he pulls out the cube, that one will destroy the water molecules that make up humans. So we need to be very careful when handling this one.
So
That
you know
is
about this.
True.
We've heard about it in our research, but again, this is still unpredictable.
Well, I'll show on the screen my notes of the other ones. The Tantalon compressor that creates singularities and the unification that destroys minds.
These are
These.
some.
I
Yeah.
didn't really know what I was looking for, so when I found these, you know me. I'm not really. I'm a
These
doctor.
are all ones Ismisa and I tried to track down.
Oh.
Ismisa, you're okay with destroying these?
I'm okay destroying them or leaving them where they are.
But are they going to be safe where they are?
I couldn't
No.
find them.
Fairly, yeah. Ismisa and I couldn't find them, so fairly safe. But I mean, better to be safe than sorry, right?
It's
Yeah, I mean,
plausible someone with more resources and time could do a better job than Red and I by ourselves.
right. So before we even get onto the topic of who would be doing the destroying, do we know how to destroy them? Like, it can't exactly be a simple task when it comes to ancient artifacts of a massive undulating power. Ooh.
Good
I got
point.
one of those. Yeah, I got one of those fuckers in my chest. You gotta hyperdrive me and I'll nuke a planet, but you gotta get there pretty far.
Well, the main understanding is with us holding on to them and with the understanding of we want them destroyed and not to use them against our enemies. It's less likely that our enemies, once backed into a corner, decide to use said resources in possibly trying to find these artifacts. The more the more we win, the more they lose, the more interested they may become. This
Or
is
desperate
more
they get, yeah.
exactly. This is one of those things where we get rid of the problem before it even becomes one.
I thought the Church of Stellar Flame was full heresy against these things.
Well, you have to consider that this Church's Stellar Flame and the Hegemony are likely not the only ones who might look for these artifacts.
There are other factions.
Yes. Sometimes religions like to gloss over some aspects of their do not do's and turn them into miracle works.
Mm,
Amen.
good point.
It's true. We also don't need to decide the urgency of this right this moment, but since we're here, and I now know that they actually exist and aren't just stuff of legends, that's why I'm bringing it up now. I've known about this for a while, but I didn't know they were real.
We can also study them. It would be unwise to try to destroy them right away. We could study them and try to find a safe way to get rid of them.
The lab
And if
would
we-
enable me to do that.
And if we
And-
can't, we can always hide them where we know where they are and
True.
protect them.
And since the
And-
majority of individuals on our ship right now are not made of water, maybe their assistance with you, Doctor, is more helpful than the ones who are made of water.
True.
I would agree. I would be happy to allow Speeder to use the lab if need be. Or any of our friends, really. Yeah, so, obviously I'm not trying to make the decision by myself, so she just kind of like motions at you all like,
Hmm.
okay, I don't want this information anymore. Let's do something about it
Right.
or not.
So, I suppose we would need to think about what our priorities are. Is this
Yeah.
a priority right now? Is there
Anybody
anything that takes precedent over this? Anybody have anything?
Is there anything that takes precedence over taking care of our current mission?
I mean, maybe we stay behind and take his Misa ship while this gets transported back to base.
About that.
Huh?
What's wrong?
She kind of
Something's wrong.
looks at Red.
No.
And like looks down.
No. Not already.
I have to go.
Oh.
You have to leave?
For a little while.
Can we
It's hoping
ask
we
why?
had.
Do you all remember the night speakers?
Yes.
Well, after the governor died, it freed me to some extent, but the night speakers never planned on delivering the raiment of night to the governor. It was just a cover to get the resources to acquire them. Now that I've acquired most of them myself, it hasn't escaped the notice of the others. If I stay with you any longer, I'm going to put you and all of your friends in danger. I have to go and solve this problem myself.
Yeah. Do what you gotta do, right?
I know you don't mean that, but I hope you understand.
I will whenever you come back.
I can help get Conclave 1 back to the base, but I gotta go afterwards.
Are there any ways in which we can speed this journey of yours up? We may have some contacts that we could trade with you.
I don't suppose you know of any all-powerful mystics, do you?
There's one right here.
Slow.
It's Misa. I have friends everywhere. You'd be surprised who I would be able to get you in contact with.
But
A mystic, no. Coolest ones I know are in this room.
there's two. Owen Rye. He's easier to deal with. But still, just all of us together against him would be basically an even fight. And Duram, who
Oh,
is who
that
I
name
need
again.
to see.
Oh, not the wrong.
That's the first time I ever saw Red with a stank face like that.
They were friends at one time. Sorry. I've already
I mean,
told
not
you.
that I would, not
What?
that I would remember.
And whose choice was that?
Mine, but I like the memories that I've made since then. He stares her right in the eyes.
Perhaps we shouldn't have this conversation again in front of your friends.
Well, I mean, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and I like that about you. It just sucks.
Well, finish up your
Just-
meeting and I'll talk to you later.
Just know you never have to do anything alone. You can ask me, you can ask any of us, but I know you'll never take our help when it comes to this. So
I'll think about
just
it.
be safe. Just be safe.
She'll leave the meeting room and leave you all to discuss.
Yeah, so statistically speaking, how should we go about making sure we get to this artifact in the timeliest of manners, whatnot?
Did I not have my husband keep his other ship for this purpose?
He
Frank?
he has a ship. It's not huge, but it can carry some people.
Yeah, so I'll take his ship and he can fly this one. Honey, I'll take your car. you
Welcome
take
to
mine.
marriage.
Honey, your car.
My car doesn't have any gas. You fill it up.
Honey.
Their car is always the better car. Doesn't matter
Oh,
what
of
car it
course.
is, theirs is better.
Oh, of course, of course.
Well, maybe we should focus on Conclave 1 first.
Then you want to circle back over here to the artifact?
I don't know.
I mean, we're
I
here. We
feel-
can.
I suddenly feel like I've overcomplicated things and I don't like it.
No, you haven't. You haven't at all.
Look, Ismis and I used to find these artifacts, just the two of us. We can do it with a small crew. We don't need everyone there. Some people can bring back Conclave 1.
I could certainly split up for it.
Also, Dr. War is complicated as it is. Your
Yes.
small land and making everyone's lives not only better but last longer is not complicating anything. This is a discussion in which we're all having to possibly make the best outcome of all this. And if you didn't bring this up, and the way forbid the enemies being able to capture at least one of these artifacts, could mean the deaths of trillions.
Truly.
Exactly. Think of how much damage even one singularity could do. I don't even
Not a
think
bad-
I wish that on the Church of Stellar Flame.
I used to hear that term a lot. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemies, but things I've seen in this little bit, I'm starting to change my mind. But
Well,
with
I
that
think we
being
can
said,
all agree that they've taken everything from each of us.
right,
Just
but we
about.
need to make sure there's something left for everybody else by the end of this.
Exactly. Well, I'm the one who discovered it, so I should go team artifact.
I agree. You should. I'm happy to fly Conclave 1.
Pink.
Me-
I'll go ruin diving with you.
All right.
And me being the most dangerous mind on this ship, I will stay far away from said artifact and go with Conclave.
That makes sense. You should be a speeder anyway.
Considering that I cannot be obliterated by said artifact, nor can I be killed by this planet's atmosphere, I think I'm best served here.
So green, pink, and red are staying on injury.
I think we're splitting the same way we did last time.
And
Oh,
then
is it the
blue
same
and
Yeah.
indigo are taking the Firedrake back to Conclave
Conclave.
1.
Last time
Yes.
you had red.
And Victor is keeping his ship on injury? Or
What
wait.
am I
Or
gonna do
us.
with him? Oh yeah, he needs to stay because otherwise they won't have a ride.
Yeah.
Unless
So
he
Victor's our
can-
ride.
He could
Victor's your
loan his
ride.
ship out. He probably would not want to leave his wife after.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's fair. Then he can leave his ship
Who's our
and come back.
pilot in this group?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think Green
I've
has
got points in
piloting
helm.
skills. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Green.
yeah, he
I have
practiced.
Yeah, we
no
each-
tips in helm.
I have one, so
Just like when Han Solo loaned out the Millennium Falcon to Lando, to Lando.
yeah.
I have many skills. Two that I do not have are rig and helm. Period.
Don't wreck my other ship, please.
I mean, I did ask for a ship in season 1. You could have gotten me one. I could wreck that
I'm
instead.
here.
Oh,
How
we
much?
could get a
How
small
much
one.
does a zip? Yeah, how much does a zip craft cost?
Oh, gotta think about that one. Probably. Let me see.
This is not the third time in this campaign that I've asked this question.
Yeah, I think
How
a
much
lot.
money?
How much for a little zip craft?
This is fun.
A Faye
Let's-
Valentine style zip craft.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that'd be
the,
cute.
the Fae craft.
Yes.
Where is credit/money? There is a.
We can
there
look it
is,
up on the break if need be. It's
48.
okay.
No, I found it. No, this is great. It's
48.
great.
This is fun.
It's
It's
fun.
Fun.
10 credits, a small personal ship.
That's nothing.
That's
Yeah.
that's chomp change.
That's baby monies for babies.
Do you say this out loud?
Do I?
Yeah, about buying a ship.
I think she would just be like, well, I mean, if Victor can't loan it, we could always get a little ship. I've always wanted one of my own.
That would be
Yeah,
a
I wanna
ship
learn
that
how
would
to
hold like
pilot.
just you, but
Needless to say,
Oh.
it's a
10 credits would be for a single person zip craft? Okay.
yeah.
Just kidding.
it's still a good plan. Possibly, closest thing to land in this, universe that you can buy, your own place.
Well, I don't really know how to pilot. It was just a daydream kind of state then.
Oh, I understand it. Green's been talking about buying a place recently, and
Perhaps that's something that you could
What?
do and enter the race with it.
You should.
Learn to pilot and then enter a race?
Yes.
Hmm.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Excellent work, Tara.
I'm
Thank you.
already
think
living my
everybody should
dream. I'm a doctor.
I think everybody should spend as much of their credits as they can while they can. So
It's true, you're a doctor, not a pilot.
Pink looks at her savings account. Mm-mm.
I believe, though, that buying a personal ship would be a massive divestment of funds that you may need for other uses later.
Great point, Tara. Okay, subject change. Hey, Victor! On the intercom.
Call for him.
Yes.
Oh, did we wake you up? You sound sleepy. Can we borrow your ship?
Borrow my ship.
Blue said it's okay.
I was not going to volunteer that.
Well, whatever my
I'm looking for
darling
Victor's
said
consent.
goes. So, yeah, just give it back with a full tank and don't wreck my fucking ship.
No
I'm
problem.
not piloting it.
Green will be piloting.
Yeah, hi.
Green,
Are you-
I must
Uh.
warn you, if you mess up my ship, I know a lot of bounty hunters who would love to get their hands on you.
You know,
Crime Daddy.
I get a distinct impression that quite a few of them are already after me. But I can assure you I know how to fly. I did fly the Firedrake from Nightfall to Akedi. And
Oh.
without a single scratch on her, into an active combat zone, still without an active scratch on her.
I
The only
have-
problem,
Half a
I spun in the chair.
So I have you,
You
to
what?
thank for saving my baby girl's life.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Click. All right, ship is a yes.
Blue just died.
Yeah,
Honey,
I
don't
spun
call
in
me
your
in
chair.
front of
that?
people.
Oh my
I spun in
God.
your chair. What are you gonna do about it?
He spun in my chair.
Well, you weren't
Excellent.
gonna do it.
I will get the credentials for the ship set so you won't have any issues.
Oh, what
Thank
am I
you,
gonna
Tara.
do without a lab? Oh no, and she like rushes out of the room. Just to see if there's any equipment she can bring with.
Oh yeah, I don't think Victor's ship has a lab on it.
as a ball.
That
Yeah,
should be
he
my
has- I
that
hope
should
he
be
has a
my
bar.
is there a
That's so
short-term
far.
project I can do to
Does have a bar,
move some
yeah.
equipment?
I'd say you can move a decent amount of equipment, but you won't get the bonuses from your med lab.
Okay.
But
I
you
just want
can
like my
move enough.
scanners and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not the med lab, I'm talking about the science lab.
Oh, the science lab.
Our other
yeah.
lab.
Shit.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get the safety from the science lab, but yeah, you can
Shit.
move stuff to study artifacts
It's
reasonably
okay.
well.
Okay.
We just won't mess with it.
Yeah, definitely won't mess with it. Don't want to mess with it.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I can't move that equipment onto another ship.
Gotcha. It sounded like you wanted to mess with it.
I
Wait, you said that.
don't.
Okay.
I want
okay.
to study it, but I can't study it without the lab.
Perfect. So no studying until we get back. Deal.
No
Yeah.
studying.
You have a mystic as well as a finely tuned
Killing machine, am I
android.
right?
That's me.
So, but only
Oh,
when needed.
no. Okay.
Probably you shouldn't be the first one to poke at it in this situation. Captain, ready to move out when you are.
Perfect. Well, three of you. Don't poke whatever artifact, please.
Don't worry, I'll do
Copy
my
that.
best to keep these two out of trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
That would be nice. And again, watch the ship.
I
Okay.
can do all of the above, yeah.
I believe in you.
Hey, Captain, who do you designate as in charge of this mission? Looks at Blue.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, any good team is led by a woman, so it's probably going to be you.
Perfect.
Hmm.
They have their little doctor moment.
Doctor.
Statistically, that makes a lot of sense.
All right. Let's go get this stuff. The Conclave 1.
Yeah. Oh
as-
shit! Tell Ba Hazuk to take the ribs out after 4 hours.
Okay.
Green.
Yeah.
Make sure you give me something to work on when you bring it back, all right? I'm gonna start getting bored if we ain't crashing into nothing.
You heard of a weapon of mass destruction, and your first thought was, ooh, plaything?
No, I'm talking about the ship.
Oh. Yeah, I can bring it back a ship. I can bring it back.
Get the thrusters going,
I believe
drive
that
a little.
Victor just threatened your bodily
Tara,
functions.
Tara.
I am
Just
keeping
remember-
a recording of this meeting for posterity.
That's the last time I make you the note taker for our meetings.
Tara said, I will snitch.
No. Keep her as a note taker. They're excellent at taking notes. Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome.
I will fly the ship responsibly, so that Victor doesn't decide to kill me violently.
He
Alright.
only sometimes does that, okay?
Yeah, and
only
I'll put you right back
sometimes.
together. I'm
He's just a
kidding.
crime daddy.
That was a joke.
Meanwhile, Pink is like, while you guys are having this conversation, Pink is like loading up a cart with like medical supplies and research things and books.
Well,
shall we?
time to
Yeah,
get
I
the
guess so.
shindig going. Anyone who is leaving need any downtimes on injury before you leave, or are you saving those for when you get back home?
I'm saving.
I'll save
need
them.
I'm gonna save mine
Saving.
Okay.
in case something comes up while we're on the planet. Yeah.
Something.
And
Quake needs to do something.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's just I need to what's it called?
De-stress.
De-stress, yes.
Ah,
Vice.
Your vice roll.
what
My
is your vice
roll.
again?
It is the way.
The
Explore
way.
the way via the weird.
The Wii, the Nintendo Wii.
Nintendo Wii. The Wii U.
Would like to
I
play.
mean, if you looked at those prices, you'd be stressed too.
All right.
So
Go
I will
ahead
spend one
and
credit
look
for
into
that.
the way, center yourself, and come back with the answers that you seek.
Can I just roll resolve?
I think you just isn't there that crazy?
Forgot how to do this. I haven't done a stress roll in months.
You should just be able to click vice,
Yeah, you should
that
be able
will
to just
run.
click vice.
like the text.
Oh, thank
Yep.
goodness. 5.
Clear
Oh, thank goodness.
5 stress.
I literally had 5 strength.
Wow, exactly.
We've been killing it.
Crazy. All right. Firedrake loads up. Pink, red, and green. You see your ship in Atmo zip off into the blackness of space, leaving you behind on this strange and toxic planet. Where's your first move?
Oh, we're starting with us? Okay.
Oh.
No. Where
So-
exactly is this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So the location, when I talked to Smisa, was she couldn't pinpoint the exact
Mhm.
location, but she did confirm it is on the planet.
It's a big planet. There's usually some kind of interference, which is why they're tough to locate.
Okay. Well, I'm not as strong as you in terms of attuning to the way, but maybe I can help in some way?
Do you have a region? Even a region would help. A hemisphere?
I gave you all the notes that I have.
Sounds like a long-term project.
Oh no. Long-term project that we're here for short-term.
Well, you have 3 people. Surely.
That's
2
true.
advanced
Surely.
way users. I'm going to make a 8-tick clock. Locate the injury wave.
All right, we can try to do this the way Ismisa and I used to do it. Is we found a planet we suspected of having an artifact. We go into the darkest, quietest room we had and search together through the way.
Okay.
Would you
All
both
right,
like
let's
to
do this.
attune?
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's do it.
Either of you pushing yourselves? It's okay. That's not me telling you to do it. That's just reminding you can. That's all.
I'll start off normal.
I'm gonna
And
start
roll
off
a
with normal as
6.
well. Failure.
Oh. So that's going to
That
be
hurts.
4
Well,
ticks
man.
total. Okay. You have located, with Red's assistance, he's able to get a pretty good read on it. Let's see. You're pretty central to the planet. It is in the northern hemisphere, in the north, close to the poles, actually, of the planet. That's
Well,
where
we
you
have
feel
our
it coming
heading.
from.
We can keep trying to locate it once we get closer.
Yeah, you spend time focusing, and that's what you realize.
So after we kind of come out of this like walk, this mental vision, what do we know about the northern region of Indri? Is it different from where we are right now?
I'm so glad you asked about that. It is been mined to an extreme. It is largely empty quarries and mines that have been harvested for everything that they're worth at this point, and is largely abandoned at this point in the planet's presence.
Okay.
And it's kind of far from what would be normal civilization. You may encounter desperate people on the road, or you may just have a quiet trip. It's hard to know, but it's outside of where the general commerce of this planet runs because it's already been used for all
Fair
it's
enough.
worth.
Okay. So my secondary question is, from an environmental standpoint, from a
It is
safety standpoint,
still
is it
toxic.
the same?
Yes.
Okay.
So you will need gas masks to head out there.
Okay.
Which I believe you still have, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
from last job. I'll say they'll still last long enough.
Okay. Well, environmentally speaking, it's the same situation up there. We may encounter bad actors, but we may not because it's all kind of dried up there. It's all quarries. Red, do you remember anything from when you looked for the artifact last?
We never actually found that it was on this planet. We
Oh.
just found a tablet referencing it.
Got it.
And that it was hidden specifically like extra hidden because of how dangerous it was. And then again, just the legend of tampering with it is not a good idea. Lots of warnings.
Do you think there could be harm in us removing it from this planet?
The harm is usually in getting in. Usually sometimes it's protected by traps. Sometimes it's just hidden really well. It really just depends on who did the hiding, what may have happened before. Yeah, it's kind of just random. But we've never ran into an issue where removing it caused us harm.
Okay. Well, might as well head out and find out.
Yeah, This is getting my adventure little tickle in the back of my neck. I feel it. I'm excited. It's been a while since I've gone hunting.
Some
I mean,
adventure.
fair enough. Are we thinking more Raiders, or are we thinking more 1999 cinematic masterpiece, The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz?
You know, definitely more The Mummy, or the beginning of The Mummy Returns, whenever they're in the tomb and they gotta find it. That's really what this is like.
Yeah, fair enough.
I know that reference.
Eh.
And that's why we're the perfect crew for this.
And that sounds like a great way to swap over to our team on the way back. Blue and Indigo, and Victor, and Speeder, and Barhazuk. What are you all doing, discussing on your ride home back to Secret Base?
They are going to tear that ship up.
Yeah, I don't I don't think you're getting that ship back in one piece, love.
Are you telling me I shouldn't have trusted Green with my ship? Is that what you're telling me?
No. I mean, I let him fly mine, and it came back in one piece.
You have the best mechanic in the universe ready to fix whatever damage
That's
they
true.
cause onto the ship.
Nice save. Nice save.
Maybe add a few improvements.
Mm.
You
Now
might
you're
want to
talking.
buy a lot of new improvements to the ship.
I
What
was
may
more
be coming.
worried about all the things that you have on your ship that are rather how do I say this politely?
Illegal?
Black market designer.
Yes.
Antiquities.
You just have a lot of breakable things, and it's a bit of a bachelor's ship.
Well, not for long.
Possibly
That's true.
a time for a redesign, even.
Oh no, it's a pretty ship. I like it, but because of that, it means you have a lot of nice things on it, and he just gives a hesitant smile.
Oh, that
My
reminds
dear,
me,
are you
Captain.
saying you would like to redesign my ship, your ship, my house as well?
Yes. Yes, maybe. Not at this point.
It's the ship collection, isn't it? You don't like the ship collection.
Mm-mm.
You have a collection of ships on your ship?
I have a collection of ships in my house. I like ships.
Me too.
No, definitely. Having actual things and materials may be the move as of right now. The more things you have and less, what is it called? Just money stored up isn't possibly the best move with everything going on in the war.
Truth be
Yes.
told, it just reminds me of happier, simpler times.
Indigo is looking at Speeder. How's Speeder looking at Indigo?
When two
Speeder,
couples sit and talk.
Speeder is smiling. Speeder is happy. Says, if you want, you can redesign our home. I don't really care that much, to be honest.
Well, I mean, our home is a room on the Firedrake for the most part. And it's not as much to design, but we could change that.
What do you
Possibly
mean?
get
You've got a whole base full of rooms and...
Amaranth? Well, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Probably buy some new things as well. Ugh.
Just don't let your research take over our lives.
No, of course. Not the research that I'm working on. It's the research that's already done.
You've been getting a little bit too lost in your books, sweetheart.
Yes, well, no, you're right. Maybe this is the break I need. Maybe make this a little getaway of sorts.
Good. And when we get back, I'm sure many Urbots are going to need help deciding what type of bodies they would like. They've never had to make that kind of decision before.
Find them the most optimal, one that. Oh yes, I could possibly think of some different designs to work on. Okay, I could. Yeah, that can work. Maybe
Based
some.
on their choices, based on their preferences.
Ah, I see. Yes.
I see that glint in your eye again.
Glint is gone. Glint erased.
Because communication with people is important. They just blink at you.
Yes, communication and seeing things from other people's perspectives in a more human way.
They smile and gently hold your hands. Good. That makes me happy.
Best feeling in the world.
So we've got a few days before we get back. What do you all do around here for fun?
The engine room's all piled up with gear, so I can't really go over any calibrations right now.
Blue, what about you?
Captain?
I heard you dance on occasion.
I do. Yeah, dancing is fun. It's a bit harder to do on a ship, but I'd be happy to teach you.
I would love that. I never learned. I'd never tried.
Really?
Yeah. I've never really been that showy before.
But you could make so many modifications that would make you showy.
Yeah, it's just the way I was, I don't want to say raised, conditioned, just more about, and they snap their fingers and go invisible for a moment, staying out of attention rather than getting into attention. That snappy cat.
Well, the best people can do both.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's more about charisma, though, I think. I mean, also...
And you have that in spades.
She gives him a little smile, like, ow. It's about knowing when to make yourself small and disappear into a crowd versus when to turn that charm on. Hence the... I mean... Hells, I don't think most people even knew I went out and did that kind of thing until I, tell them that I do that.
Truth be told, I didn't really know you did that till not that long ago either.
But it's a great way to get information.
True.
And it's fun.
All right. Modifications. I'll work on that.
Only if you want to. You shouldn't have to change yourself to be more appealing.
A new experience for me. What am I going to do? Just be boring?
You're not boring. You're good just as you are.
Boring.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit boring.
No,
boring
I'm boring.
Yeah.
See?
Affectionately, yes.
You're not.
I'm hella boring.
No, you're studious.
He's reliable.
And
Vincent.
hardworking.
Exactly.
Am I boring? All right, Leon, you didn't have to put your 10 cents in. I was asking Vincent first of all. Also, rude. And then thirdly, I mean, just because I like talking about the formulas in which our galaxy was able to expand and the way in which the trajectory of a ship can go while going through a gate, it's riveting to me. But I also understand that it's possibly not the most interesting conversation.
It is riveting. No, that's very riveting.
It's
Okay, I may be
information.
boring, but I ain't blind. I can
certainly
understand that you're
made
lying
for
to
a
me
good
right now, Captain.
broadcast on HNN.
You watched that?
For entertainment. Not for the facts, but, you know, when you
Oh.
see a ship, your beloved ship, break through a blockade 2 or 3 times in a row, going through a gate chased by hegemony ships, I wouldn't call that boring.
That was some good math right there.
And some
That was
good
some really
driving.
good. See, it's almost like we're a team for a reason. You know, I have a question. She looks at Indigo with Speeder.
Everyone kind of looking at each other. Yeah. Yeah.
This is very serious.
All right.
If you two design an Airbot together, does that make it your baby?
They like wide-eyed, like, never thought about it that way.
You were just talking about it a few minutes ago, and
I
isn't that
guess.
pretty much a child?
I guess. Kind of.
Well, seeing as how, yes, that is a type of procreation that in which Beta and I are basically the only ways in which we can do it. Seeing as how they were engineered, and I myself was born due to binary fission. So
That's really cute.
Speeder kind of gives you a look, Blue. You're good at this.
She nods. It's why I'm the one who sits in the fancy chair.
Okay. Darling, would you like to help design some children together?
Indigo leans over to Speeder. See, that is charisma. That's cool. I'm not that cool. That was pretty cool.
And they grab your arm. We'll be in the lab.
Oh, they're so cute.
They really are. Ah, goodness gracious. You feeling?
As we
Go ahead.
I was gonna say as we leave, this will be Indigo's last scene. He'll just lean over to Speeder. I almost told him. You think that was the right time?
Told them about the plan.
Yes. And dropping hints here and there.
Might have been a good opportunity. How about you sleep on it, and when we come into port, that might be a good time too.
Right. This is why you're the brains of the operation.
I'm the consciousness of the operation, my dear. I think we're both the brains. We don't need to claim that particular throne.
Okay.
Come on.
Consciousness and the cool as they walk off. He says it's so cringe.
I love him. Your Honor, I love him.
I have a question for you too, my dear.
Her on the spot. Oh no. Go ahead.
You like this crew?
Obviously, I wouldn't spend this much time with them if I didn't.
Sorry, that wasn't really the question, but when we win,
Good phrasing.
then
Because it will be
what?
when. Like everything's done when?
You get rid of the hegemon, or at least the church. Get a nice home, planet of choice, nice ship, a few nice ship. Then what? Do you keep the gang together forever, or do you go your separate ways and fly off into the sunset?
I mean, I would hope that we'd still be in contact. Right?
You and me, forever. But I just wonder how long we can keep this train going, you know?
Well, we can visit people.
Always.
I don't know. I feel like fighting a war together is kind of
It's
a serious bond.
Oh, you have done more than I ever could dream of. I'm proud of you.
Well, you make it very easy to continue on. You give me a reason to.
Feeling is mutual on that, my dear.
You know, we could, when we're done, maybe also. Her little blue cheeks go purple.
Design some children together?
She doesn't nod. Just the most blushiest of nods, like a
He looks at his watch. I have time.
He said, "How about now?" Then we can win the war soon.
We flip back to Indri and our other crew as you are taking a long train ride that is heading north. It's crowded with
Train ride?
Yeah.
Is that the only way we can get up there?
Oh, I was just suggesting train. There's many ways you could get up there. You could.
Can we just fly? His
Can we
ship
use the
up there?
ship?
Yeah.
You could use. Oh, that's right. You're not on the Firedrake. Yes, you could use the ship.
Victor ship.
Victor ship.
You get on the ship.
We're
His
drinking
ship,
all his alcohol.
it is a bachelor
No!
pad. There is a lot of booze, and there's a lot of hidden compartments in different places under seat cushions in the
Ooh.
lounge, under the floorboards,
Yeah?
behind beds and bookcases. There's
Crime
all these
Daddy.
little
Oh, I'm checking.
nooks and
we
crannies
got?
where there's
What we
all
working with?
sorts of contraband, illegal
Oh, hell yeah.
forged papers, illegal identification,
When you say
Stash.
contraband,
That's kinda
stash credits. Yeah, most of the things you could imagine. But there are
Look at the
also
glove.
antiquities and very breakable and pricey things packed into boxes.
Yeah. I look in the glove compartment. There's a picture of Blue.
aw,
Yeah, okay.
Oh, definitely. And next to the on the bridge as well. There's pictures
Aw.
of Blue.
Oh, that's cute. How far are we gonna have to fly this thing again?
mm.
You'll be there in a few hours, really, if you're flying a ship. Won't take you.
Thank
you,
very
God.
long.
Okay. Yeah.
He's gonna just kind of nod, hands off a sangria to Pink. Hey, you want anything before I start the ignition?
Oh, no, I'm good. She's got her little drinky.
Are you drinking while driving, Green?
First of all, I'm a robot. Second of all, no. She's drinking because she's not driving.
I like that.
Yeah, you want to drink, bud?
No, I gotta stay clear. We gotta locate the artifacts when I get near.
Yeah.
Sip sangria. Gives no fucks.
And he's just gonna.
You fly a few hours and you get into the general area where you think this might be, but it's still a very large area. But in this area, there are no cities, there's very little civilization at all. You see a little bit of leftover mining equipment above huge chasms in the ground, enormous quarries, fissures. The ground has been opened up. What looks like at one point there might have been water beds or lakes that now more resemble craters than anything. And they are littering the landscape as you near the northern pole of Indri.
Looks like we're in the right place. Now we just need to find exact coordinates.
You know, there's something about this that don't feel too great, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Is it
What
all
do
the
you
dry
mean?
lake beds?
The whole dry planet. What's the scope of this fucking thing? Like, it's not a coincidence that we're on a planet that's nothing but red toxic dust. No moisture. And there's just an artifact that annihilates water.
You make very good points.
This
Do we?
this is an apocalypse in a box.
Which is why we should destroy it. Right?
Or we could just bury it so no one ever finds it.
And doom the planet. We can also save this planet.
I feel like Endry's a little too far gone, don't you?
I don't know if too far gone is
No,
the right
nothing,
word, but
nothing, and no one is ever too far gone.
It's
But
a toxic wasteland out there.
let's assume for the sake of argument that the
Fair enough.
damage done to the planet was done by the artifact.
Okay.
It would have had to have been done articulately by somebody wielding it, right? Like, this isn't just a you touch it and things go boom. This isn't just a you put it down and the earth crumbles.
So, based on reading Bismisa and I's notes, the reason these artifacts have these side effects is through eons and eons of time, they start to degrade. So this could just be because it's been sitting here for so long that its power is slowly spread throughout the planet, zapped all the moisture, and left what we see now.
That doesn't bode well for bringing it on a ship with us.
But again, it could be the time factor. It's been here for, we don't know how long. It could be an overtime thing, but I don't want to. If this could save the planet, we also have to take that into account.
Can I quickly look up, while they're having this conversation, can I quickly look up the history of Endry?
Yeah, do a gather information. That sounds like a study.
Yeah. I love a little study. Does this take up my second downtime?
No, gather information is just gather information outside of downtime.
Okay. That's a partial success.
What you find out of a quick history look as they're talking. Actually, I saw notes, but now I want to get it exactly right. Give me a second. Basically, it's been...
She's got her little sangria. She's got her little iPad. She's tapping away.
At one point, there were moons on this planet as well, but it's gone... They've had such aggressive mining on the planet that even the moons were consumed for resources, that this was one of the planets that essentially the hegemony used to just pillage for natural resources, and it was hundreds of years of strip mining that was done to it. There's no record you can find on any different biomes or changes going back hundreds of years, but you don't even necessarily know the first date of when the hegemony came here or what it was like before the hegemony entered this planet. So it's hard
So
to
that
know
history has
exactly.
been erased, basically.
Or at least the history pre-hegemony is not known to people now, is the easy way to say it.
Like, it's possible it was uninhabited and there wasn't really history
Yeah,
records
it's
prior
possible
to
it
this
was
time.
uninhabited, yeah, and there was no history. It's possible that there were natives at one point that were wiped out. It's hard to know because what you find does not say either way. But as long as hegemony history has existed, the planet seems to have been this way.
Well, at least as long as hegemony records go, this place has been the same for a few hundred years. But that's not to say that you're not right.
Yeah, might as well see if we
Artifacts
can
could
do
drain.
something.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go searching again?
Yeah, let's do it.
I guess so.
You all
All right,
can
Pink.
attune.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Another success.
Hey,
partial.
that's gonna be 5 ticks, which means yes.
We found it. So red is holding hands with Pink, and he's very slowly talking to her. Don't run toward it. Walk toward it. Beckon it to come to you.
Okay.
Have it search for you. You're not searching for it. And he just keeps on with these instructions until we locate it.
You feel it seek you, as you say. It's almost like you're traveling through a tunnel outside time, outside space, feeling your consciousness move towards this artifact. It feels immense and powerful and dangerous at the same time, like it's a force unto itself. And then you are transported, the landscape in a blur, as you go to the bottom of one of these fissures, into the ground itself, into a small crevasse, and you see this thing sitting lodged in the earth, buried miles underground. And then you are pulled back out and find yourself sitting across from one another back on Victor's ship.
All right, guess we're gonna do some climbing.
You found it?
There's a tear in Red's eye. Yeah, we found it. He wipes the tear away.
You okay?
Just the strongest feeling of deja vu. Let's go get this thing.
Yeah. She'll pat you on the shoulder before she gets up.
And it's, I would say, a few hundred miles, kilometers away from where you are. You see that there's thick cloud cover. Thankfully, from the safety of your ship, it doesn't bother you, but you see acid rain coming down from the sky in this area. And see an enormous fissure in the ground, probably half a mile wide, running maybe 10 miles long, just carved through the earth. and you feel that you know it's there. Unfortunately, you could probably take the ship down a little bit, but as you look down, you don't see anywhere to land, and you realize this is a journey you're going to have to make on foot.
Okay, so I'm willing to go down there. But should one of us stay with the ship?
That would be safest.
Well, it's not going to be me.
What do you mean?
Again, this atmosphere is not going to kill me. I don't have water in my body. If something goes bad, I'm kind of the one who can pull the other out.
That makes sense.
At the same time, you know the least about these artifacts.
I am one of these artifacts, technically. Listen,
Not to get into technicalities, but what indigo is made is a little different than what these are. These have been made unfathomably long ago. They're unstable. They're not. It's more of a feeling than a feat of engineering at this point.
okay, yeah, no, I heard that sentence. Primarily the part that said ancient and unstable.
Speaking as Frank the GM, you all could go together and no one
Let's
stay
do it
with
then.
the ship.
Can you tuck it away underneath this ledge here?
Yeah, I can do that. Probably best to keep it out of the rain anyway.
Are
Yeah, you
there
wouldn't-
security protocols that we can activate on the ship to keep any scavengers? Are there any people detected in this vicinity other than us? Probably not.
You have not seen any signs of life, but yeah, your ship has locks. Like, yeah, someone could, if they were determined and had like a plasma sword or something that could cut through like blast shielding, get into the ship, but that would be very difficult undertaking. You're basically talking about a powerful mystic or a professional ship thief or something to take the ship.
Does the ship have a more typical ship level type AI that could warn us?
Victor ship. Let's see. Let me fortune roll Victor ship.
Fortune.
Got the
Actually, you know
fortune
what?
roll of
I don't need
NPC,
to.
let's go.
I don't need to. I don't need to. I
It
know
could just be
because
you know.
I think I went over this in the party episode. That Victor's ship has security on it, alarming security.
You did, yeah. Whenever he took people back to his ship.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad.
That's all
I'm
that
glad
will be
someone
said.
else remembers this.
I forgot at this point. Okay, then yeah, we'll do all the security measures and hand wave all of that, and okay,
Perfect,
then
yeah.
the three of us will go
Yeah, together.
All right. Together.
together.
And that is a great place for us to take our break. I hope you all are enjoying this episode. Love, romance, family planning, intrigue, and some tomb raiding.
Yes.
Tomb raiding, yes.
And we are going to be back in about 15 minutes, everyone. Don't go anywhere. We will see you all very, very soon.
BRB.
Bye.
Urban.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back on a Tuesday night. Hope everyone's having a good time. First announcement, discord.gg/magirpg is the place where you can find out all of the things that are going on, like the Curse of the House of Rookwood campaign that you just saw the preview for again during the break, coming soon to a Twitch stream near you. Run by our wonderful Helvetica cat, who has decided to dip her toes into long form campaign running, which we're all very, very excited for. And she's been cooking. Cast announcement on that coming soon, I believe next week, along with the date for that being announced, I believe also next week. This week also is the return of Ashes of the Lost, our Warhammer Wrath and Glory campaign, run by Storbeard and casted by wonderful people. You should watch that one. Catch up on YouTube, youtube.com/magirpg if you have not seen that one. And finally, if you would like to help support our wonderful game and the artists that we get artwork from and help us pay our bills, you can do that. Drop a dono, and you can also have an impact on the game to save our wonderful crew members, especially for the ones that are about to do an Indiana Jones-like dive into a huge crevasse on a toxic planet, looking for a dangerous, cataclysmic, world-ending artifact. So if you'd like to help them, they'll probably need the help. You can always do
Help,
that,
chat,
and you support us
please.
as well.
Just another Saturday.
We'll
Yeah,
be
there's
Spice
fine.
must
Saturday.
flow, chat.
Unfortunately, Momobee's power went out like right after we went to break. So that sucks. Momo's probably going to show up in chat at some point on her phone, if I had to guess, because that's a very Momo thing to do. But otherwise, we're going to continue with the wonderful party on Indri, and hope that Momo comes back. And if not, we'll figure out what to do then. We might be calling it, but we're going to press forward. Momo, if you can hear us, we love you, and we hope that the double date is going very well across the solar system. What's good music? I don't have Indiana Jones music. Let me
Good
see.
adventure music.
Yeah.
Something mysterious sounding.
Got anything like Pink Panther-esque, maybe?
Doom, da-doom,
Dun, 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 dun.
But no, don't finish that. Don't finish it.
I think this one works. You all park the ship and begin. Oh, wait. No. It's a job.
Then we gotta
Oh
roll.
no, chat! Oh no,
Chat.
chat!
Listen. You
Chat,
have
are we
two
cooked?
less people to worry
Chat, are we
about with your
cooked?
gambit.
Sounds
Oh,
like
that's
an
true.
engagement roll.
Oh,
What is the
shit.
approach for this? Like stealth? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I think it's a daring plan, so that's a die.
Yeah.
It is unfamiliar terrain though, because you've never been here before, so that's minus a die.
But we saw it in our visions the
You
way
did
down.
see the way down, so that's plus a die.
Nice.
Yeah. 2D.
Okay. We
Okay.
take that.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I'll take that. You take that deal?
I'll take that deal. 9 times out of 10, we've been in tighter spots.
Yeah.
Oh!
Fucking boxcars! Let's go!
Wow.
Oh!
So they just go in and pick it up.
No, that's not how this works.
Right. We go in. Green picks it up. We put it in a container, then we leave.
Mhm.
actually-
Pick your payload size, friends.
I'm a medium Andy, that's for sure. Or
Medium.
normal Andy.
Medium. Yeah, because we need gear. We need scientific gear.
We gotta have a lot of
weapons,
rope
medical
as
gear.
well.
Mm-hmm. Repelling gear. Medium.
Is that our first crit success? On a
Push
crit
medium.
roll?
That is the first crit on an engagement roll I've ever seen in any
Season
of the
3.
games. That's crazy. Even in Blades and Girl by
A grande,
Moonlight games,
if you
I don't
will.
think we
Not
saw
quite a
that.
venti.
Just so the luck gods
Ooh.
know, we gotta recognize this moment. We usually get bad rolls. This was a good roll, and we
Yes.
recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you all start rappelling down, and you get about halfway down. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I need to start a clock. Second. Mystery clock. That's going to be 8 ticks. Oh, no, we'll make it 6.
8 was fine.
You start laying down the rope. Down, down, down. Eventually, you start feeling a rumbling in the side of the rock formation as you're crawling down. The rain pitter-pattering off of your clothing and against the glass on your masks that you're wearing as you go down. All of a sudden, you start seeing bursts of steam pop out of the sides of the walls. You quickly go down and get to, you see a flat outcropping on the side and get there and stop. But you see bursts of rock come exploding out as bursts of steam start hitting. You hit the deck and all of them seem to go harmlessly over top of you. It's a good thing you got down fast, otherwise that could have been bad.
Yeah.
But you see a moment of respite as you now see there's a few ways to continue down. This path, this little outcropping, leads down the side, kind of like a trail leading further down, and it actually eventually looks like it switchbacks on top of itself and branches off into a few different paths. It looks like there's a few different ways you could get down just by walking, or you could continue to belay down with rope and just continue down to the bottom, which would be faster, but perhaps a little bit more dangerous. It's hard to know. So I leave the option to you all. Which way would you like to go? The safe and slow way or the fast and dangerous way?
I think Pink is kind of peering over the side and looking at the walking paths and says, well, this way's faster, but I think... And she points to the path. What do you think? We don't need to be reckless. We're not in a hurry here.
Yeah, let's just be careful. Sometimes the path well traveled is a bit more dangerous than it looks.
Speaking of well traveled, does it look like anyone's been through here recently?
That's a great question. That's probably study, yeah.
Oh, I don't got pips in that.
I do. I would be looking for this.
You were looking at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. No position and effect necessary. This is just kind of gather information.
It's a failure.
It does not look like it. A lot of the dirt is kind of been, it's been rained out. And so the only footprints you see are yours.
Okay. It doesn't look like anybody's been through here, but let's keep our eyes open.
Right.
Keep your senses open, Pink.
I'll do.
You begin hiking down. Things are going well until you go for probably 45 minutes descending down. You probably make it, you're guessing, about a third of the way, no, about a quarter of the way down into this place. No, yeah, about a third of the way down into this place. And it's been going along the side, inside the fissure, gradually. But eventually you see that the path stops up ahead. It's too far to jump across to the other side of the fissure, like over the pit that's down. It's probably good 100 or 200 feet across. But you see about 50 feet down and about 20 feet away forward, there's another path that continues down on the same wall that you're on. You would either have to jump or swing across to make it over there. But you've reached a metaphorical and literal dead end, and we'll have to figure out another way to keep going? How do you want to navigate? And feel free
Well,
to
I
ask
don't want
questions if I haven't set the stage enough for you.
I don't want any of us to break our legs. We can try to
Yeah.
swing, get the rope around. Is there like a place to kind of that we could swing a rope around and kind of tighten?
If you all have climbing gear, there's definitely secure grounds that you could put a piton.
Piton.
Put a piton into the wall and secure a rope. That's certainly an option.
That would be my suggestion. Jumping is doable, but dangerous.
Yeah. I don't think I could make that jump anyway. Like, I'm athletic, but that... No. I don't think that's a good bet.
All right, Green, want to tie us off?
You got a bus.
You all have climbing gear. One of you have
I
climbing
used-
gear. All have climbing
Well,
gear.
I'm
I used-
assuming spy gear just counts for this. That's
Yeah,
what
I still have spy gear.
Yeah,
which
it's
is-
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. I used the Bar Hazuk circle knot.
Yes. He taught you it, dude. That's legendary.
He did, yeah.
That sounds like rig to me, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be controlled and standard effect.
I'll push myself for +1d. It's a failure, my guys.
Oh no.
Oh.
He didn't
You
teach you it very well.
start- no. You start pounding the piton into the wall, and then you realize very quickly something about the tectonics of this place shift, and it doesn't stay. Like the wall, as soon as you start pounding it in, the vibrations and the tremors in the wall shake, and it's not secure. And you realize that's dicey. Maybe we should try something else.
Shit.
It's a good thing we didn't try rappelling all the way down.
True.
I mean, I can try to jump across and bring a rope or something, and we can try to guide each other across. I'm not sure how we want to do this now.
You could, you could jump. Maybe there's another way you could secure a rope, or
Yeah, I
Hmm.
want to look around and see like what our options are.
are you looking for anything in particular, or just a general survey of what's going on in this place?
Are there any like very large, stalagmites, rocks, debris?
Got it. So you see, all along the side, there are different places, both concave sections of the wall further down where either it's broken apart or the rock is shifted and broken off. So there's these little
Like-
pockets of those. Some of them, go ahead, what were you gonna say?
Is there anything that like a rope could be tied around? Is my goal. here.
So the wall did not seem steady, but it's possible you could get it into the ground, maybe. Or
okay.
alternatively, you could literally hold the rope and swing someone across. That's another option, without having to do it in the wall. But apart from that, you could kind of think of it in terms of like hiking down like the Grand Canyon, where you're against the wall and then there's open space on the other side. But in this case, it's not quite that open. It's not miles across. It's like several hundred feet across to the other side, and it ebbs and flows. It gets more narrow at different points of this giant 10-mile fissure.
Yeah.
But is that painting a good picture?
Pink is gonna turn to Green. Honey, you know how we've been working on those abilities of yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should impose some super strength here. Maybe you can hold the rope while we jump
Oh,
down,
oh.
and then you probably wouldn't get hurt, I don't think, by making this jump.
Probably not, though. But yeah, I can do that.
Okay. She gives him a quick kiss on the cheek and hands him the rope.
I did good.
I think, man, what kind of... For Green's, like, strength / grit, what do you guys think that should be? To, like, him holding
Scrap.
the rope. Rig
That's
or...
scrap, baby.
Rig or...
I think scrap, just like a
scrap?
physical.
Scrap.
I would
That's
say
all
that's
strength.
scrap.
That's all strength based. Yeah.
Let me
That's
read
scrap.
scrap off.
I mean, scrap is pretty combat focused, but it feels.
Combat and attempt to harm or neutralize your opponent. Ooh.
I feel like
Actually,
rig...
scramble.
Rig
He lives
Scramble.
on jump, run, or swim.
Yeah,
I
scramble
mean,
Yeah,
makes
he's
the
lifting.
I would say
Scramble.
scramble or rig
Yes,
would
scramble.
both work, but yeah, scramble makes the most sense. For
I will
pink
go ahead.
also.
We'll go ahead and use scramble for that.
And we
Oh
have
yes,
gambits.
and as chat says,
Yes.
Holly says, don't forget your gambits, of which you have 4.
I was gonna say I'm gonna use a gambit with
Let's
that.
go.
So this is going to be a setup roll for how easy it is for pink, and I'm going to say this is
Holly
going to
keeping
be
us
risky, but standard effect.
If can I utilize Wrecking Crew to gain +1 effect since I'm spending a gambit?
Let me read Wrecking Crew. Your strength and ferocity are infamous when
casual
striking in
sniff at the camera.
melee. No, not still. No. Good try.
Can I take out my side blade and create like a little extra foothold for him, like kind of carve out a divot so he can really plant his feet in there?
Ooh, I like that. That's a good assist. Yes.
Yeah.
So you can get a die from red assist doing that, and red just take 1 stress from that.
Perfect.
Good assist.
Sick. Partial success.
Okay, and then pink, you are going to use scramble to, as he's trying to swing you across, to Indiana Jones / Tarzan your way across.
I'm a doctor, not a Tomb Raider. And use my doctor skill to push
Okay.
myself here.
You once had to belay off of a rope outside a ship and swing across.
I had to learn this kind of shit in basic training, so there you go. So that gives me +1d, and then what's my position and effect here?
So this is going to be desperate and standard effects.
Okay.
This is very dangerous.
Use a gambit.
You think I should use a gambit? All
You have
right.
4 of
I'll use
them.
a gambit. I'll use a gambit. That's
Critical
a crit success.
Yeah,
Ooh,
just mark down your stress
box
for
Mark stars.
I'm a doctor. You
I
all
got
can
it.
describe how you do this. I will let you take it away.
I think she gives the boys one last look and says, "Wish me luck." And she'll do like a little run and jump. Like fully like Assassin's Creed style. Where little combat boots
Leap of
lands on the other
faith.
side. She does
Yes.
a little like roll tumble to like save her legs from damage.
You grab hold of the rope, and
Mhm.
Green, you dig in to the side thanks to this carved out section that Red carved for you. And for a second you feel the ground shake, but holds true, and Pink makes it across, and you see her about 60 feet away down give you a friendly wave while holding the rope. And she's made it across.
Green, before we did this, first of all, that was awesome. Second of
Hey.
all, do we have a way back?
Yeah, actually, we do.
What, are you going to throw us?
No, I launch myself up there and we belay normally.
Maybe we leave the rope from here. Maybe we can Can Red like carve out a stalagmite that you can slip the rope around and like use as?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like actually make like a carve like a section. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. I would say that's definitely rig. Go ahead and
Oh shit!
I'm gonna say
I got 0 in rig.
I have a pip. I can do this if you want to like assist.
How are you gonna assist me? I guess we got to do it.
I would say
way.
that he could definitely assist you by giving you instructions about how to actually like what is necessary to tie a rope off like this.
Okay, and then I'll use a gambit as well, so we get 2 in there.
Okay. Also, you got down to 2 gambits.
Partial.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. Tie the rope off on it. You basically use your plasma sword, carving off like the end of this like stone walkway. The rocks starting to fall down below you, and you hear them echoing in the cavern as they drop. But you're able to get the rope and you tie it off.
All right, I'll jump across with, or I'll swing across with this rope. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, boss.
All right, here goes nothing. And
I think standing ready with the other end of the rope as well in case he needs help.
And this is going to be
Scramble
scrambled,
across.
desperate, at standard effect.
Easy, we win these. 6.
Yeah, let's go.
And that's a gambit, baby.
You, like Morpheus, free your mind. Just
Yes.
running jump. And, it's a bit painful, but you land the way.
Yeah, it's
up and break
padded.
your
There's like
fall.
a little almost like a superhero landing. There's kind of like wind that pops when he lands. The
Yeah.
way soften the landing
Cloak
a bit.
billowing as you come down. Yeah. And that just leaves green. Yeah. That just leaves green.
Yeah, gonna scramble. And I will push myself. What is my position for this?
Same. Desperate and standard effect.
Yippee.
Yippee!
Fail!
Oh!
Tell me
That's
if you would like to
bad.
resist this.
I would love to resist this.
Don't forget your XP.
Yeah, don't forget your XP. You jump and you realize you have sorely miscalculated and you are going to end up about 10 feet short and plummet down into the chasm. Would you like to resist that?
Yeah.
You plummet, you jump, and you realize you're not going to make it, and you twist in the air and grab the side of the wall about 10 feet away and begin falling, but you scrape on the side of this chasm and you are just barely holding on. But even with that, you're slowly losing your grip and you're sliding down the side of this enormous chasm. Pink and Red, you see him below you as he's like just barely getting his fingertips on the wall.
Oh, I'm getting my man. What are you talking about?
Do we say drop some rope down to him? That's probably the quickest way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say what is this gonna be?
So yeah, in a panic, Red grabs some rope and throws it down at him. Just, grab the rope, grab it, and just like panicking.
And I think this will be scramble for a group scramble roll on this one.
Let's do it.
Sounds like Red,
let's
you're
do it.
leading it.
I'll lead it. Partial from me.
Success for me.
Partial for me.
You grab him and you pull, and it takes like a minute as you know. Green isn't the lightest person in the world made out of solid metal.
Yeah.
But you pull
You're
him
heavy,
up
buddy.
and gets back onto and you are all tired.
Tank suddenly has a surge of mom lifts car strength.
Calling my ass heavy. It's just more of me to love,
My
Red.
man.
And Green, even though you are a machine, I need you to add level 1 harm tired.
Oh. Oh.
As
Done.
that was a lot of physical exertion,
Sucks.
but you are able to continue on, and you see the path leads down forward again.
See, I told you there'd be no problem.
Now we know why people don't find these artifacts very often.
Yeah, and Red, very similar to earlier, this is feeling like a very familiar exercise for you.
You know, as they're walking the path, Red lets out a large sigh. And, you know, every night, as Misa has been telling me about our previous journeys, adventures, what we've gone through, what we've encountered on these delving expeditions. This is just the beginning of the danger.
Lo and behold, you continue down and travel for about another hour. You've gotten halfway down, and you see again the path stops leading there, but it does lead into the side of the rock itself, into like a cavern. And you're not sure, but you feel like that's the right way. But it is pitch black. You can see absolutely nothing down there.
I guess before we move further, Frank, I would have tied off the rope that I brought across on that previous landing, just so we
Doing
had
the
it when we
same
came back.
thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me another rig. But I would say you can have a bonus die from just very previously gotten instructed
Okay.
on it.
We win these 6.
No problem.
Success.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
But it is pitch black in this cave. It is, and what alarms you as much as the pitch blackness, it is hot, like abnormally hot.
Let there be light, and Red ignites his saber.
In your research into this place, did either of you seem to recall if it was volcanic?
I didn't see anything about that.
Nothing in Misa and I's notes.
Yes, it does seem like that might be possible.
I mean, we are deep underground, so scientifically speaking, it makes sense.
You light up and you see stalactites and stalagmites jutting from the sides. You hear small sounds of water, but also movement from deep within the cavern somewhere. But you can only see maybe a few feet in front of you. But your plasma sword gives you just enough light that you all can continue slowly moving on safely. But it's a little bit scary in here, honestly. You continue on and descend. You start to go on. Eventually you realize the ground is starting to slope and it's getting unnaturally smooth, that you're in danger of slipping as you continue on this path. And I would love to get a group either scramble or skulk. Roll from
Whatever
everyone.
I
y'all
have two.
prefer.
I have 2 in Skulk, so
Let's do Skulk then.
Skulk works for me.
okay.
Red will lead it since he has the side blade.
What is our position for this?
This is going to be risky and standard, not desperate.
Okay.
I got a partial 5.
Ooh.
Failure.
I'm
One
gonna go ahead and
stress
push
to
myself.
red.
Success.
And
Nice.
success. Okay. So you start sliding, but you all have such good balance and you're doing this so carefully that you're able to continue forward. Eventually, you start seeing what you think was actually in the cave before, and you see some kind of winged creatures hanging on the top of the cave. They're not bats, but they look bat adjacent. And you are carefully and quietly sneaking down and crawling down and making your way very carefully. Eventually, it goes almost... It started like this, and then it's like this, and then it's like this. And you realize if you continue on, you're going to be suspended in midair. And you realize you can't actually go on foot any further. You're going to have to figure out a way down from here. What do you all do?
How deep you think that is?
That's a good question. We can't see the bottom. And he takes like a little rock in his hand. He just kind of looks at it. I mean, I could assume using the laws of the way that sound travels in close proximity and caverns like this would gradually have an echoing effect, but not enough to substantively alter the hypothesis.
Just drop the rock.
Oh, I'm getting to that! I'm getting to that!
Honey, we don't have time. It's hot down here and it's dark.
Out in space somewhere, Indigo's just like, why am I crying?
Hot Doc. Oh, come on, that's just romance night in the hot tub. I'm gonna drop the rock.
1 Mississippi. How many Mississippis do we get, Frank?
Do we even know
After
what
about
Mississippi is?
5 seconds, you hear a very, very distant...
It's about 112 meters.
Okay. This is not
Okay.
ideal.
No.
Probably not, no.
Can Frank, can I try to sense the artifact and see how close we are?
Yeah, make a tune,
yeah.
and I'm going to say...
I want to assist.
At this point, your attunement to this artifact will have a degree of risk for reasons you are not aware of yet. So it's
Okay.
going to be desperate, but it is also going to
Okay.
be great effect.
Got it. Are you assisting, Pink?
Do you want me to?
Red's gonna do it either way because we gotta figure out a way forward here. So if we can calculate exactly where it is, that's a big
Yeah,
help.
I'm gonna help because if we both succeed.
Yeah. And then I'll also use a game. I think we have 5 gambits now. We've gotten a couple of 6s.
Well,
So
you've
risky
gotten
great?
most of your... Oh yeah, you did on the group rolls. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
count those.
We
You should
got
be back
multiple
up-
gambits back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should
I
be
think we're
back
up to
I think you
5.
should be back up to... Yes, 5.
And
actually.
now I'll use 1, so back down to 4.
Okay.
All right, rolling it.
It's risky great. It's risky.
Oh,
it's risky.
desperate
Wait.
Chat,
It's risky
that's
great.
Desperate great.
That is a
Oh
2,
my
a 3,
God.
a 1, a 3, and a 2.
Oh,
5.
no.
Okay.
5 dice.
I am going
Red's
to.
back.
I am going to use. I'm a doctor, and I'm going to use a gambit.
Okay, but I'm going to You can go ahead, but there's still going to be a consequence for red, and I will do yours first. Go ahead, Mandy.
Critical
Okay.
success.
Nice, nice.
The duality of man, truly.
Yes.
Truly.
I got boxcars and
So, Pink, you attune to the way and you feel it. It's down there. Wherever that rock did, you can sense it's so close down there, like probably within this cave. But red, and you can resist this. You reach out and you end up in the minds of those creatures that you saw before, and they all spring awake and start flying towards you. Would you like to resist that?
Yeah, I'll resist.
So make a
Is that-
resistance roll. You resist
resolve?
it, but it's just how much stress. Yes, it's resolve.
Because I has a tune, okay. 6.
0 stress. So instead of that, you realize you're about to penetrate the minds of these creatures and you stop yourself, but the way energy that you expend has to go somewhere, and it goes into the cavern of this place, and you feel the ground shake around you. And unlike before, where you have felt the temporary tectonic instability, it doesn't stop. And you feel low vibrations constantly, and this whole place begins shaking.
in my connection to this thing,
Mm-hmm.
is it active? Is it dormant?
Ooh, that's a good
Can I-
question. In what sense?
Can I pull it to me through the way? I am attuned.
It is not turned on, but even in its passive state, it is affecting the world around it in strange ways. If you were talking, can you physically pull it to you? You don't know how to do that. And from
Okay.
this distance, it would probably not work anyway, even if you did know how to do that.
Can I make it more willing?
To physically move?
No, to be
Oh, to be taken?
found.
Oh, to be
Yeah.
found. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
to be taken.
it does not seem like it's like dangerous in the sense where it will not leave. You think that this thing is just an object waiting to be claimed.
Okay.
That there's not danger coming from physically interacting with it. The danger is coming from its power. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. My spy gear, secondary to this. Okay, so I feel it. I know it's there. It's so close. It's not active. It's passive. My spy gear, outside of this check, my spy gear includes thermal scanners. Can I see this thing with the thermal scanner? I would assume an artifact would be
So
affected
the
by
answer
the
is
temperatures
probably
around it.
yes. I'm trying to decide how risky this is to like peer over the side. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to scramble to do it because you are in danger of falling to like look down and like actually try to like find it in the darkness, even with
So just holding it and looking at it, I can't just do that.
I mean,
I have to lean over the edge of the chasm.
well,
I'm
you
just
have to
trying
be able to see where it is. Yeah. You have to be able to, if you're trying to get like actual physical line of sight of it, throwing a rock down is one thing, but actually trying to see, you're gonna have to like lean over the edge. Now, it's not saying
even with the scanner. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, hang
got it,
on.
got it,
Are
got
you
it.
trying? Are you not using vision enhancing goggles? You're using thermal scanner. Sorry.
Yes.
Then okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Let me think.
Mhm.
Yes. Just do a gather information with. I guess that would be study.
Okay. Does position matter?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Boxcars. That's a critical.
Wow. Pink's crits.
Doc, has been nothing but crits tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Insane.
You are detecting a single heat signature, one thing that is warmer than the others at the bottom of this. However, you realize further down, you getting massive heat signatures from within this fissure somewhere. More hot than you've ever detected before.
Look at the boys and I say, it's now or never. We can either get
Or-
it now or we can get the fuck out.
I choose get the fuck out. That rumbling implies it's going to be destroyed with whatever the fuck comes out of there.
Red, with once the tectonic plates started shifting a bit, Red misinterpreted that with my bad rolls as the artifact pulling him toward it. So he leaps off the edge downward.
Red!
And is like, it's calling me, and everything's shaking. He's like, it's pushing me forward to it.
Can I attempt to grab him?
Can I, since I'm on the edge?
Oh my goodness. You can.
Actually,
I'd like to
first,
react.
first I will ask Andrew if he consents to me doing that.
I feel like this is like one of those things that's like involuntary to Red. I don't know how quickly y'all could grab me. Genuinely, like,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
it's like
Right.
second nature. Like he's like, this
No,
is the
do your
sign.
thing.
Boom.
Then I'm not fast enough. because you did
I'm
it
gonna
so fast.
say make a scramble roll of Red, but that's gonna
So,
be go ahead.
Yeah, about 10 feet down, he just reacts and he sticks his saber back to try to catch the edge and kind of try to ride it down through the rock as it slows his momentum. That's his plan.
Okay.
Can I use kinetics
2.
to beat him to the edge? And grab him?
uh,
I was roaming around.
I will say sure. I'm gonna say though that's gonna be desperate and limited effect.
That's fine. That's my little red hot. I'm gonna push myself for this. Wait. May I invoke a devil's bargain?
That in this game? It
It
is in this game. The Emperor's bargain. Ultimate.
We gamble. Let's go gambling.
You're not.
Ah, dang it.
You are so determined to be doomed by the narrative.
No, I'm
Stop
not.
it.
I'm trying to save my friend.
Brother, you're
not-
coming with me.
Your devil's bargain is you're not alone down here.
Absolutely not.
Well, if we're not alone and I grab him, we can still go. Oh, okay. Or if I don't take the devil's bargain, we are alone, correct? Chat, I want y'all to know that this goes absolutely shit poorly. I want you to tell everybody at home what your favorite green moment was in this entire campaign.
Tell our
I
story.
hate you so much right now. Stop it.
Desperate and limited effects. Are you taking the
Desperate-
bargain?
That's a crazy bargain.
That's a crazy bargain. You don't know what the
That's a-
fuck that means.
That's a wonderful bargain.
You know, or is it like a fucking giant fucking
Just use a
alien
gambit. Just use a
shit?
gambit, man.
Please,
I'll
we have
take-
so many gambits. Why? Holly, beat him up right now on
You can't
screen.
invoke Holly.
Not on. Not
I
on.
invoke
I am
Holly.
invoking
Wow,
Holly.
There's no laws against the gambits, Batman. I'm taking the bargain. Crit success.
Oh my
See?
god.
That's what you need. You need faith. I have faith in my son. Y'all obviously don't.
Even Jubilee agrees.
And I now need the scramble roll from Red.
Copy.
Desperate and limited effect.
I was boxcars, beautiful boxcars.
5.
You jump off the edge. It's calling to me. And you feel all of a sudden snap. You get out your plasma sword to fall, and Green grabs you by the leg as you are going off the edge. And you go against the stone as you hit the side. Please take level 1 harm winded, please.
Ugh.
And you are sitting there holding him in the darkness.
Red, what the hell was that?
Just let me go. I can sense it.
I can also sense the entire cavern is shaking. We gotta get out of here.
I can
Have you
get it.
both forgotten who's in charge here? Pull him up now.
Thank you. And I would like to use kinetics to assist in pulling him up.
Just burning resources.
How much stress are you at now?
That's 2 stress per kinetics use, by the way.
Yeah, it's 2 stress for kinetics.
I got one more. I got one more.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm pulling him up, and then I have one more. We're fine. We're fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I would say if you're
First
using
of all-
kinetics, there's no roll necessary there. That is fine.
First of all, what the fuck? We don't have time for this. You, points to Red. Do you think you can get it if you do this? Do you think you can get it before whatever this is happens?
I believe.
Do you really believe it?
Yeah.
Go. You, points to Green. Kinetics in a cavern when you should be saving that for us leaving. Red's the most experienced out of us here. Let him do his thing.
Red's already gone. He already jumped back on that.
Desperate and limited, Red.
Okay.
Are
This
you
is no
gambiting?
problem.
Yeah, he's the most
Yeah.
experienced, but he's my best fucking friend, okay?
I'll gamble.
I'm
it.
in command on this mission, and I need you to
I'll
respect
game it
that.
Chat, I want you to know that this 4 dice failure was in the heart of the cards all along.
Yup.
Along with the 5
Red's
dice failure
back.
before.
Red's back, y'all.
I've been rolling so well this entire campaign.
Oh,
I
Obi-Wan
know.
is
Today,
gone on
Red is
vacation?
all failures
back.
and Pink is all successes. You jump off the edge and you try to get your plasma sword into the wall, but you realize you've gone too far and you're just hurtling in the air towards the bottom. And there's nothing to catch you, there's nothing to stop you. Would you like to resist that?
Yeah, I'll resist that. Can I use either my way shield to maybe block, like soften the blow and I land? Or-
Way shield.
It says you can block blaster bolts with the way,
No,
but
I
I'm
don't
not sure.
think you
Okay.
can do that. You can just make a resistance roll and
Or-
alter the narrative.
Kinetics says propel yourself briefly with superhuman speed. So that sounds like
Well, first you
using the
need
way.
to
Am I
get-
using?
So
okay.
if you're gonna do that, then you're not resisting the consequence of falling through the air, and you're in free fall. Are you accepting being
Okay.
just in free fall?
I'll resist.
Okay. So go ahead and resist. with
That's a
what is-
success.
Okay.
6.
You manage to, instead of hurtling through, you try to get your plasma sword into the wall, but it's just cutting through and it is not slowing you as fast as you can. You're not quite in free fall, but you're just ripping up the side of this cavern and still falling pretty fast down the side. And you realize, I am going to hit the bottom if I keep doing this, and I'm probably not going to live. What do you do?
That's when I will use kinetics to propel myself upward to counter the momentum.
Oh, so you're like kind of running along the wall while falling. That's
yeah, just
awesome.
kind of like, you know, when you jump, when the elevator's falling and you jump near the bottom.
I mean, kind of, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's gonna be scramble. And it's gonna be desperate. But I'm going to say standard effect because you're using kinetics.
All right, this will be fine. Success!
Yeah, you do
Oh,
this. You're
Obi-Wan's back.
falling, and you're just like running on the wall in a spiral around as you're looping. You get to the bottom, and you see at the bottom there is this red object pulsing out in like waves of light, and it's like, and then almost like exhaling, and then you see it's just like a metallic sphere, and then breathes out again, opens, red lights in like a waving motion, just sitting there on the ground of this cave.
Red will pick it up and put it in a little black metallic box and get ready to climb back out. So his attempt to climb back out is, you were saying I was kind of spiraling with the plasma sword still in it. So now there's little indentions around the rock. I'm going to use it to climb out.
Yeah, smart. So I'm going to say this is going to be scramble again. It's going to be risky and standard effect.
Copy. How many gambits we have left?
You got a lot. You got 4.
We have so many.
Okay. Oops, let me roll one more dice. I didn't add
You
it
didn't add the
before.
gambit. Wow, and it was another failure, Chad.
It was another fail. I got one
Oh
dice,
my
guys. I
gosh,
got
you
one
got one
die.
more
Let me
dice.
just roll
Fingers
this.
crossed, fingers crossed.
A 6!
Yeah.
Let's go!
Woo! Woo!
You are able to very slowly, and you all see Red climb up, winded.
Got
I
it.
knew you could do it. Let's go.
And then as they start jogging back, Red whispers under his breath to Green, "Did you see how cool that was?"
I saw most of it until it got too dark. It was really fucking cool, but I think you're trying to give me a coronary. Please don't.
Green, you can erase your tired arm at this point. Enough time has gone by. And you are all going to begin your gradual ascent up, I should say.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Excellent.
Who out of us is injured right now? Is it just Red?
Yeah, and it's only temporary harm. It's just
Yeah.
winded.
Yeah, it's winded.
But it will affect your rolls.
It affects
less effect.
Less
Okay.
effect.
So I'm just to make sure. Well, are we rolling on the way out, or are you just letting us narratively leave?
I am gonna have you roll on the way out, but
Okay, so I'm going to patch. Then I'm going to patch Red. You may doctor someone during a job to allow them to ignore the effects of a harm penalty.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Now it doesn't say that I have to roll, but I will.
So yeah, I don't. Let me look. I don't even know if
The
you
description
would need to,
simply, yeah, the description simply says you may doctor someone during a job to allow them to ignore the effects of a harm penalty, singular.
So you're
Which I
not
assume
fixing
would
me,
be-
you're just helping me not have the penalty.
I'm allowing you to
I
not
would
have a
say I don't
penalty
even
during
know
the
if you
course
need
of the
to.
job.
I don't think you need to roll anything, honestly,
Okay.
unless like you were in danger, but you're not in any immediate danger right now.
Okay.
I would say if
So
you
yeah,
were like
whatever-
dodging bullets or plasma shots or something, then yeah. But
Oh, I have a different skill for that. But for
Okay.
this, for patch, okay, so like whatever scratches, bumps, or bruises you have, like as we're moving, I've already got like I have a med kit on my waist at all times. Doesn't matter if we're on a job or not, but especially when we're on a job. And I just like spritz disinfectant. This is gonna hurt. Spritz, slaps Band-Aid on. This will hold you over until we can get out.
Thank you. Whew. Oh, that did
Sorry.
help.
Sorry, normally my bedside manner is a bit better, but we are on the move today.
No problem at all. He smiles.
She touches his shoulder. You did really good. I'm proud of you.
Ms. Misa would have loved this.
Yeah, she would have.
speaking of that, Red, as you
Uh-oh.
are making your way
Making your way.
to... Wait, is it working? Did it work?
Is it working? What does that mean?
Excuse me?
I need a moment.
Oh, this is my fault.
Little devil's bargain action.
Listen, it was a great bargain. It was well worth that hit.
I need a moment. I realize I don't have something that I need. Just give me a moment. Was that a fun job for you all?
That was very fun. Unique.
You feel at first is Misa, and you are brought into her ship. And Red, what did you just do?
You missed me already?
It felt like you were screaming in the way.
I may or may not have put myself in a bit of danger to grab the artifact.
Oh,
But you'd have been proud.
yeah.
Yeah, I imagined you were there, just like old times, like the stories you told me.
Then I would be proud. You did a good thing.
Yeah, we'll see if we can dismantle this thing or hide it somewhere safer.
Do you really think you can keep it safe?
That's the goal. Is everything okay? Your tone is off.
Yeah. No, things aren't okay.
Well, yeah, I could sense that. What's going on?
We're not alone in here. And you look to your left, and you see a person you've never seen before standing next to you. Well, I thought Ismisa was the one who would bring my prize to me. Thank you, Red, for your contribution.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm the one who's going to kill both of you.
Red lights his side blade and gets down into a stance prepared to fight.
See you soon, my friends. And then you are back in the cavern again on Indri, as if nothing is wrong.
Is there someone else here? Did y'all see him?
What do
See
you
what?
mean? Do I feel anything?
Is he with?
Like I'm not as
Is
trained,
Misa?
but
There is another mystic. I think he's with Ismisa. He
But
wants
wouldn't
the
that-
artifact. He says I'm going to deliver it to him.
Or what?
I don't know. Maybe he'll hurt Ismisa.
Fuck.
Hey, Brad. Whatever you just saw, I'm sure it's very scary. But what's more scary is just getting crushed down here and not being able to stop whatever this is from happening or further keep this away from whoever that is.
Thing's right.
So,
If you want to help Misa, we get out of here first.
step
Yeah,
one.
tears welling in his eyes. He nods his head with kind of a determined grit and doubles his pace.
And we will end there for tonight, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the special treasure hunting episode, lovey-dovey episode for the first half. We will be back next week. I know, Mandy, you will not be here. We will discuss. Things will be mostly okay, as you're just going to be in transport next week for a lot of it. But we will
Don't worry,
be
I have
back.
ideas now.
Yeah, we will be back next week. -1 Mandy, who is going to be busy with things. And on this Friday, we are going to have the return of Ashes of the Lost, our Warhammer Wrath and Glory campaign. And so do not miss that. And we will have announcements on Curse of the House of Rookwood very, very soon. Join our Discord if you want to find out all of the things that are happening with that game. And I believe we're not far off from one more game being announced. It's going to be great. Until then, everyone, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
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 Wait, where's my, there it is.
Oh no.
There it is.